All right, don't take this personal. However, maybe you should. And if you do, it might be a good thing. Lady asked the whole crowd of people in the audience, all Caucasian. I would say white, but people aren't white. It's just a mindset. She said, if any of you would like to trade places with brown people at this moment, please stand up. And nobody in the audience stood up. She said, I'll ask you the question again. If any of you would like to trade places with brown people in the world today, please stand up. Nobody stood up. There's a reason for that. Because people are aware of the mistreatment brown people receive in this country, thereby causing them to believe that they have a privilege, which is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's a slight privilege only over brown people. However, their own people are standing on their necks too. I'll tell you how that happens. You have military, and you have a police force, okay? And these guys are in there to enforce the oppressor's oppression upon brown people and others. So be it how that has to be. So long as you are under that influence or believe in this illusion, we will always have war, chaos, and terrorism. There's no terrorist greater than the mind of the European males. They even hate their own woman. Bottom line, for so long, she has been considered a minority. So that tells you how afraid he is, how inferior he is. So we need white superiority for the mindset. How can you be superior when you're afraid of everyone and you've got the largest military in the world? Our problem in this country is we have adults who still believe in angels. Yeah. We have people blaming other people for what their people are doing to those people. You have these kids out on the street selling drugs, using drugs, and then you blame, oh, it's those black people, those brown people. But they don't have airplanes. They don't have ships. They can't deliver this stuff to the country, and we don't grow it. Let's start looking. Wake up. Come on, let's wake up. Let's wake up for a minute. Let's forget the privilege. Because when you think you have privilege, let me tell you, they're selling psychotropic drugs to your children too. And they're poisoning your youth too. Okay? So when you wake up and you start recognizing the treatment of brown people at the expense of your having privilege, it's not fair. We'll never be able to remove that war fear that's out there and right here. Because most of the times when little kids come around or you're around people who are brown, you're grabbing your bag or you're afraid. Chances are, statistically speaking, that your own kind will rob, steal, and hurt you before someone of other ethnic appearance, should we say, would do it. There's a better chance that your own brother, father, or son would rape you before some male of color, because you're around them more. There's a better chance of you being killed by your own brother, father, or son than some brown person who you have been taught to hate. How do you hate something that you're not familiar with and are afraid to do the research and find out about who the real devaluer is? You'll never see a crowd of brown people standing around a hanging carcass body with their children watching. I repeat, you will never see a group of brown people standing around with their children watching a Caucasian or white person hanging from a tree. Now let's ask ourselves, who are the real savages? Who behaves like a savage for real? Brown people aren't the ones bombing all these countries, invading all these countries. It's time to wake up. This racial shit is ignorant. I'm not black, you're not white, You're a lighter shade in my darkness. I'm a darker shade of your light. You are my sister and my brother, except you are 2/5. There's a 5th in your gene that doesn't exist. And that's why you don't have the same hue as brown people do. Doesn't make you totally different. However, you are missing something. And it's something that comes from your pineal gland. You have to do the research in order to understand. I can't help you with that part, my man. Do the math. And think about that. Those you hate are really not your enemy. Think about it.